guys, Debbie here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I've got a really exciting video, or it is for me anyway, because I'm going to be playing with Colourpop eyeshadows for the very first time. Yes, you heard me right, I'm a YouTuber that has never used Colourpop eyeshadows, and I really wanted to get my hands on the Hocus Pocus collection. Sadly that just didn't happen, but I got this instead. So I think I was probably the last person to be able to pick this up. I picked it up and then it seemed to go out of stock like immediately after I got it. So this was my little consolation prize and I'm getting around to using it today. So sure you all know what this looks like. I think it came out 2 years ago. So I'm just going to do a look with it. Not going to talk too much about the actual shadows in here or whatever, but just wanted to come on camera and create a look using this palette, and I'm really excited to use it. So I'll scooch you in and we'll get started. Okay guys, so now I've got the palette, I'm kind of like, it's not quite as in your face as I was expecting. There's a lot of neutrals in here, but there's a lot of nice finishes. There's some of those sequin shadows, which are the mattes with the glitters in. Not a huge fan of those, but they normally work okay as mattes. It looks like one of the Super Shock shadows. I think that one's a Super Shock, so I think I might have to use that. That one with kind of a shimmer with glitter in looks really pretty. I'm going to be doing something fairly orangey, I think, today, because I've done a bit of blush draping with the Lightly Makeup Clown palette, and I want to kind of match that. So yeah, I haven't really got a plan. I'm just going to play and see what evolves as I go along. So we're going to just prime with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot today. I always get on pretty good with that one, so. As I'm not sure what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a light layer of this all over and we'll take it from there. So have any of you guys got this palette? As I say, I know it was really old. It came out with a big collection of like Super Shock highlighters, but in the cardboard packaging, which I nearly picked up. I, at one point, almost picked up the entire collection. And then when I figured out how much extra the shipping and customs and everything else, because they put the customs on the front, at least you know what you're going to pay though, but it was going to be too much, and so I decided not to get any of it because I couldn't work out what I wanted to get. And I've always thought about this palette, and I don't know if you guys are the same as me, that something stays in your memory and you just keep thinking about that particular thing. And then when I couldn't get the other one, the Hocus Pocus, I was just like, do you know what, I'm going to finally pull the trigger on this palette. So it's my consolation prize. I think I'm going to start using this shade Devious first of all, and just put that through my crease and inner and outer corner. I think I'm going to do a halo eye today. I don't do those very often. Just going to work that through my crease from inner to outer, nothing crazy at all. Really kind of get that blown out kind of look. So I'm going to take that on my lower lash line as well. Colourpop shadows haven't interested me to this point because I thought they would be kind of drugstore quality because of the price. And as I say, they're not drugstore price to get to the UK by the time you've paid your shipping and customs, which is the same for every brand that's from the US, but it has to be something fairly special for me to want to pull the trigger and buy it from the US, and I just thought they'd be kind of pretty generic, but with this one I was excited because, as I say, it's kind of a collector's piece. I think the limited edition ones or the Disney tie-ins look really pretty. I wasn't a fan of the monochromatic ones. If I was going to get any, it would be the black one, the Blowing Smoke. I've almost pulled the trigger on that at various points, but one thing I find really irritating about Colourpop is that I'd like to build up a basket of things so that I can kind of justify the customs charge all in one go and just get it done, but they've never got everything that I want in stock at one time. I've got some lipsticks from them. I've got the Sapphire Nygaard Luxe lipstick set, and I love those. I think they're a really nice formula, really interesting colours as well. And I've got a couple of the cream gel liners as well. Got Teaspoon and Boots, the green one and the pink one. I don't know if they still do those now. And I've got one Super Shock highlighting Flexitarian, which I absolutely love. As I say, never used the eyeshadows before, and so far I'm really liking this. It's easy to blend. Just staying with the same brush, I'm going to take Tragic and just blend pretty much up to my brow now. Just building the foundations for the look really at this point. But yeah, I've heard rumours that there'll be a restock on the Hocus Pocus. And I was on the site, because I keep stalking the site in case it comes back. And I was on there and the items were there again. And they're in different bundles to the day when it launched. So I was like, oh, perhaps they are coming back. And then the next day those had all gone. And they were never kind of released, they were like coming soon. So I think they popped them up there and then took them down again. That's what I'm hoping anyway, because I really, really want to get that palette. It's not even like the colours are that exciting, I just really love the movie and I just wanted it as a collector really. I want to build some depth in the inner and outer corner. I think I'm going to go in with 101. It is black, but I'm going to go in kind of sparingly, just give myself a little bit of definition. I've got a Morphe E18, I think that's quite dense, but it might just help me to just keep it controlled. I don't want things getting too out of hand with the black. And I don't want fallout, as I've already done my face, of course. So I've just placed it with that brush, and then I'm going to go back in with the brush we started with and a bit more of that Devious, the brown, and just kind of blend that in. Just wanted a little bit of depth in the outer corner. It's not the blackest black in the world, so I think it's going to work for my purpose here actually. I'm going to take my Sigma E45 and try to find the right brush to kind of keep things precise but give me a blend. This one's good, it comes into like a point, so stops things getting too blown out and out of control, because I don't want that black going right up to my brows. I'll just take a little bit of that black on the outer corner of my lower lash line just to connect everything up as well. So far I would say these are a buildable formula. Certainly not the worst eyeshadows I've ever tried though, so quite happy so far. As I say, it doesn't end up too cheap because I think this was a $22 palette, and by the time I'd paid shipping and customs, even with a code, it cost me £32. What's that getting on for $40? So, you know, everything ends up costing almost double when you're importing it. I'm not mad I bought it so far. I'm liking how it's coming along in this look. Just going to build up some colour in the inner corner as well. It would be great if Beauty Bay started selling Colourpop, but I can't see that they ever will. But I think the people that buy from Beauty Bay would love it. Whenever they put out a post, sometimes on Facebook or on Instagram, saying, you know, what brands would you like to see as stock, everybody says Colourpop, and they just ignore the comment. So whether they've got some sort of reason why they can't. I believe they're sold in Ulta, aren't they? So they're not just on their own site. So I think they would be really popular in the UK if they were easier to get hold of. Just going back with that Devious shade, the caramelly orangey brown shade, just to help with this blend in this outer corner. It's one thing I'm really working on right now, is trying to get my blend to look a bit better. It's one thing I struggle with, and that I think people make look very easy, and it's not easy, or it's certainly not easy for me. Mind you, what you don't see is how much blending people do off camera, and I tend to not cut very much of my process out at all. Some of the blending, but not very much. So I perhaps don't do enough. I bet some people are blending for like 20 minutes to try and get their looks to look so perfect as they do. So I'm just going in with NYX Glitter Primer just on the centre part of my lid and up into my crease, because I want to give the illusion of a little bit more lid space than I do. I'll work one eye at a time so that the blue is still tacky. I'm going to start with the shade Sing here. I think that will blend in really nice with some of these golds that I'm planning to use. So I'm just placing that just at each side of where we've done the mattes there, and just blending a little bit into those mattes. And I'm going to take the shade Pain and Panic, and I'm going to put that in the centre. That's really pretty. I'm just going to work on sort of smushing it between the original shimmer that I laid down, the Sing shade, and the centre of my eyelid, and up into the crease a little bit, just to try and get it to look a little bit more cohesive. I love the little glittery particles in this, although it's not what I would call a pressed glitter. It's got some really beautiful sparkles in it. I think that's quite pretty. I'm going to repeat that on the other eye. On the front part of my lower lash line here, I'm going to go with this green for cilié. I'm going to pick that up on a pencil brush and I'm going to spray it. I like that. That's a pretty shade. That's a Debbie green. So it's going to just be on the front part. I like it so much I'm kind of taking it most of the way across my lash line. And then I'm going to take Mongrels as my inner corner highlight. That's pretty, that's really bright as an inner corner highlight. Using quite a big brush to do this, it's the A12 by Spectrum. It's like I would say a fluffy pencil brush, not such a hard one as the Sigma one. Okay, that's the look right now. We're just going to hop off camera for the finishing touches and I'll be back with you to show you the finished look. Okay guys, here's the finished look. Finished it off with a mini wing using the NYX Epic Ink liner, and then in my waterline I've gone in with Colourpop's gel liner in the shade Teaspoon, and on my lips is one of the Sapphire Night Guard lipsticks. This is Bikini Bottom, and that's of course by Colourpop from that range I was talking about earlier. And then, just in case you want to know, because sometimes I forget to say what things I've used on my face, they are normally in my description box, but sometimes I even forget by the time I edit, so it might be useful for me to say it in the videos as well. I've used the Likely Makeup Clown Blush palette for blush, and it's that shade Contortion. And then for highlight, I've gone in with the Solmane highlight palette, and it's the Marne shade, which looks white in the pan, but it's got lots of kind of gold sparkle to it. It's really, really pretty. It would only really work for me over a blush, I think, as a blush topper, but I love how it looks this way. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun creating this one, and I've enjoyed playing with Colourpop eyeshadows. That could be a really bad thing because they come out with so many releases, I would never keep up, and I am a bit of a completionist, so I'm going to be very selective and try not to buy too many more, because I did really enjoy these. I think they blend really easily. The mattes are really nice quality, I think. Had no troubles at all with that Devious shade. I thought that was beautiful. The black 101 was not really that black. It's more like a smoky brown by the time it was kind of blended with the other shade, but still worked really, really well. Love that green shade for cilié. I think that looks beautiful on the lower lash line. So yeah, I had quite a good time with it. I'm eager to play with a bit more of the interesting shades in the palette. So this purpley shade, Forest of Thorns, and the blue shade, Fates, they look gorgeous, and that Jetsam shade looks beautiful. There's a bit of a duochrome in that. So yeah, I'm interested to play with this some more. I just wanted today to do something a little bit fall inspired, a little bit more wearable, because I know I've been doing a lot of out there Halloween kind of looks, but I think this is still fall or autumnal appropriate, and yeah, I really like how it turned out. So you'll have to let me know, guys, what palettes have you got from Colourpop that are special? Like, I'm interested in the special ones. Did you guys pick up any limited edition ones, the princess ones, or the frozen ones, or trying to think what else they've had? Obviously the Hocus Pocus. No, don't tell me you've got that because I'll be sad. But yeah, I'd love to know. And the other one that really appealed to me was the Good Sport, but I didn't manage to pick that up in time. By the time I knew that was a thing that had gone. But as I say, I'm interested to chat about those in the comments, because there are still a few Disney ones available, so I may pick up another one of those at some point, being the collector that I am. But I hope you've enjoyed watching, guys. If you're new to my channel and this is your first video of mine, welcome. You've also seen me use Colourpop for the first time, which is a bit of a milestone, I think, in a beauty channel, and probably very rare these days to see someone that's never used their eyeshadows. I'd love it if you consider subscribing before you go. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.